All right. Hello. We are MEM Group 5. My name is Kaylee, and I'm here with Clayton, Michael, and Nick. We worked together with an ECE team, which included members Riley and Dominic. Together, we completed the data acquisition and process assessment of accelerated testing of thermal barrier coatings project. Our project was sponsored by a Pratt& Whitney research lab run by Ryan Cooper and Nils Johnson. Our academic advisors included Craig Calvert and Francisco Cuna. So now to kind of get into our project. So Pratt& Whitney has a research lab located at Depot campus where they complete testing on the lifetime of thermal barrier coatings. This research supports increasing the capabilities for aircraft engines. In this research lab, our sponsors identified that one of their main bottlenecks was poor data management. There was a lack of consistency and traceability within their data, and they were also having a lot of issues accessing their data. A lot of their processes were manual, a lot of data manipulation was manual, and that was extremely tedious and very time consuming. Our project was to introduce a software solution to address these problems, and with an overall goal of streamlining their data acquisition, data storage, and data analysis, allowing them to make data-driven decisions faster.
Okay, so we broke this project into three main stages. That included where to store the data, where we're going to automate the processing of that data, and how we're going to handle user interaction with that data. So at the bottom of the screen, you can see MongoDB. That is a database that we decided on that fit the criteria of the research lab, and that is where all the data would be stored for our project. Once we had that out of the way, we had to figure out how we were going to automate the processing of the data from the lab and how we were going to access that data from the database. So we set up a Express server running on JavaScript that would handle and process all of that data. So once the lab was complete with an experiment, they could just give their data to our backend, and it would automatically be processed and stored properly in MongoDB. But then this raises the question of how is the user going to be interacting with this backend? So we created a user interface through Vue.js, and this allows them to interact with the data and visualize the data easily in a user-friendly way on their screen.
So we are proud to say that we were able to complete our project, and we have our software package completed for our sponsor's implementation, despite recent events in our society. And so in the previous state, there was the data was stored in three separate locations. The analytical data from like the output from the test, all the numerical data, like the raw data coming from LabVIEW, and the request for test from Pratt & Whitney, they were all in separate locations and not tied together. So through our solution, through what Clayton just explained, we have our final database that ties the numerical data, the analyzed data, and the RT all together by sample and by experiment. So that way the researcher, as well as Pratt & Whitney, they're able to go back very easily to pinpoint certain experiments, certain trends much easier. So overall, we were able to streamline the lab's data management procedures through the setup of the software solution. This allows them to access historical data quicker, and it's our software package is really a one-stop shop for all the data associated with a certain sample or experiment. Really, our bigger impact on the industry and on the lab, our focus was to reduce waste, MUDA, in the data management in terms of time. This allows more tests to be completed by the actual lab, and also to increase the confidence and speed of the data-driven decisions by the lab and by Pratt & Whitney. And in turn, this furthers the advancement of the aircraft engine capabilities on the industry level.
And we just want to give a quick thank you to our academic advisors, Professor Craig Calvert and Professor Francisco Cuna, who have been great help. and also our sponsors, Neil Johnson and Ryan Cooper. Thank you.